Vlogmas day 8. It's about 9:15 Monday morning. Had to come to the shop to get a bunch of parts for the job today, and then I had to close a bunch of work orders, turn in a bunch of warranty parts because I wasn't here Friday, so I did all that. Going back to the same customer we were at for Thursday because I didn't get to that other job and nobody else went to do it. So it's just a sweeper. They already replaced the DPF, so I just got to clear it in Service Advisor, so it shouldn't take very long. And then I got to go to another job that I had already quoted, but we'll get to that in a little bit. So it's about 40-minute drive up there. Okay, so this one is just a Flory sweeper. It has a Deere 4.5 in it. And I thought I was just gonna reset the DPF because they put a new DPF on it, but he's telling me they put a new engine harness on it and it's not working, so I'm not exactly sure what's wrong with this one now. Okay, so I spoke with the manager and he said they already did all that. It just needs to be redone. So then you go into Service Advisor, you go into Calibrations, and then you click DPF calibration. Current DPF was professionally cleaned and reinstalled. So click here, next, and then next. And then now we got an engine off, or key off, and wait 2 minutes. All right, so it's all done. This code here keeps flashing on and off, but it's probably just been sitting a while, so it's just low battery voltage. But everything else cleared out, so I'm gonna just clear the codes and then I'm gonna start it. Hopefully it's not too annoying, but this is the same machine we did the def pump on Thursday. He said it's got the same code, so let's see if it does have the same code or if it's different or what. Okay, so I made a mistake. When I replaced this def pump on Thursday, I thought there was 3 different size fittings, so I had the inlet and the outlet swapped, so that's why it wasn't building def pressure. Apparently there's 2 different fittings. The one that goes up to the injector is smaller than the inlet and the outlet, but the inlet and the outlet are the same size. And then right here on the tank, there's 2 different fittings. So luckily it's not too bad. You just got to pull that hose clamp right there, which isn't tight, lower the tank, and you can get your hand in there to swap the fittings around. And then it does need a tank filter though, because it's really, really bad. So it's building def pressure now. So that's definitely the issue. Okay, so this one's done. It does need the def tank flushed as well as that filter replaced. But spoke with the customer. He said he's gonna have his guys do it. So we're just gonna leave it like this. He said just to leave the covers off. So they're gonna take care of it. So now on to the other job. All right, off to the next job. Just remember, if anybody tells you they don't make mistakes, they're lying to you, because everybody makes mistakes. Everything happens. You know, that was Thursday night. I was just kind of probably in a hurry to get out of here, and just they got mixed up. It happens. Luckily, wasn't that big of a deal, and you know, you just own up to it. Just say, hey, you know, this is what happened. It's not that big of a deal. Okay, so this is a 9430. I looked at this maybe a month ago to do a winter inspection on, and they approved some of the stuff. So we're gonna reseal the front cover here, which is leaking. We have to replace this cooler, which I thought it was just the AC condenser, but it's the AC condenser, the fuel cooler, and the hydraulic cooler. It's all in one. We got to replace the door seal up there with the shock, and then the rear EGR valve. So I'm told not to work too late today, so I want to try to get that done, the door seal and this thing done today. But I only have about 2 hours, so I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get that done or not. So maybe the EGR valve and this we try to get done today. So you have to pull the charge air cooler, which is just 4 nuts and 2 clamps to get to these 2 bolts here. And then the bottom just sits on like a shelf. You can see it right here. You can see it where it just sits. So the AC is already leaked out at some point, because that's why there's a hole here somewhere. And then the fuel doesn't look too bad, but what I'm kind of concerned about is the hydraulic. I don't know how big of a mess I'm going to make here. So it doesn't look too bad. Let's see how bad it is. That was about as hard as I thought it was going to be. Those hoses did not want to come off. They were just super tight. They fought all the way. The fuel lines were just dry rotted and did not want to come off. But we got it on, so we're just going to close the hood and tag it out. Be back in the morning.